And for more on this, we're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by His Excellency Ambassador Raouf Saad, the former assistant to the Foreign Minister. A very good afternoon to you, Excellency.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for your time and for joining us this afternoon. Now, Mr. Ambassador, of course, let's first highlight the importance and the important role that is being played by Egypt in its non-stop support of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip after nearly 3 years since the war broke out, through, of course, the continued help and aid and the convoys that are being sent through the Saad al aid convoys.
I think it's very important to look at this development not only from a humanitarian aspect,
yes.
Although it's only normal that Egypt is undertaking its own responsibilities without being requested to do that.
Yes.
Because Egypt is bound by its history, by its Arabic responsibility, by its responsibility for all its own social security. I mean, the national security.
Yes.
So this is by itself, it reflects a kind of principled policy, highly respected by the whole world, that Egypt, is continuing this regardless of whatever other developments are taking place.
Yes,
however,
indeed.
However, what might be a bit more important, the continuation of assistance through Egypt, whether by the Egyptian assistance or by a combination of assistance coming from the whole world, reflects a deeper or needs a deeper thought to understand. Because what's happening now, there is a kind of a vicious agenda being implemented by Netanyahu, in order to divert, to distract the attention of the international community to stay away from the reconstruction of Gaza and to disrupt moving to the second step of Trump's plan.
Yes.
In order to that was adopted in Sharm el-Sheikh. And that's why, if you compare between Egypt's position in the continuation of assistance and its relentless efforts in order to just draw the attention of the world to wake up, because what's happening is not only a problem or a local problem in Gaza, but it is an agenda to divert the attention, and that's why we can observe that Israel now is expanding and deepening its military operations in Gaza, as well as in the West Bank and Lebanon. So it's the assistance being sent by Egypt is not only, as I said, humanitarian, but it's a wake-up call to whom it may concern, to the international community, and reflects that Egypt will go on as it started and as it proved to be the country that is indispensable for the stability of the region.
Absolutely, Mr. Ambassador. And also, in addition to the aid convoys, like you said, that have continuously been delivered, over 184 aid convoys of Saad al have arrived to the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Egypt has also received Palestinian people in need and in search of medical assistance, of health services as well, and they have been received by Egyptian health practitioners and doctors, and have been distributed to many hospitals all around the country to receive medical treatment, including surgeries, etc. This is another aspect or another side of the role being played on a humanitarian level by Egypt.
Very correct, and it's by itself is a message, again, not only to the world, but it's to the Palestinian people themselves.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
That reconfirm their conviction that it's just Egypt is the country which is able individually, without even a competition, that not only for the border and neighborhood, but by the historic and the principal policy of Egypt regarding the Palestinian cause, which has been rescued from being dumped, and Gaza during the war. And you have to remember that Egypt was the country that took the responsibility by patience, by wisdom, by self-restraint to bring the two traps. One is the migration and the other one is the confrontation. To bring both of them as two sides of the coin and to move from war to a new approach towards peace. In regard, of course, take into consideration that these peace efforts are being hindered by Netanyahu simply because any effort towards peace is against Netanyahu's agenda. And I think the whole, you have to realize that even within the internal situation in Israel, now there is a new former prime ministers are having a coalition in order to unseat Netanyahu. So these are developments that they have to put all together in order to
keep in mind,
where we're heading.
Finally, Your Excellency, Egypt has clearly rejected the forced displacement of the Palestinians, regarding this as a red line. How important was this Egyptian message and diplomatic role in this regard by Egypt, sir?
Well, no more words can express, this role, because the whole world has realized, as I have been saying, that Egypt's role, whether assistance, whether political, whether economic, whether
diplomatic,
with its efforts to stabilize the region, is being reaffirmed, reconfirmed, and once I said it, that Egypt is not only in the center of the map, the world map, but it is it's like a revolving door. It's to enter to Egypt, to enter to the Middle East, you have to go through Egypt as the revolving door, and exiting the Middle East is through the revolving door, which is Egypt again.
Absolutely. We'll leave it at that, Your Excellency. Mr. Ambassador Raouf Saad, the former assistant to the Foreign Minister, many thanks, sir, for your time and your insight and for joining us this afternoon here on Nile TV International on Cairo local time. Right, and we continue with more news, and for another report, Egypt has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting water sustainability and strengthening regional cooperation during the opening session of the 33rd meeting of the Board of Directors of the Sahara Observatory held in Cairo with a high-level international participation. We have the details.
Egypt reaffirmed its commitment to supporting water sustainability and strengthening regional cooperation during the opening session of the 33rd meeting of the Board of Directors of the Sahara and Sahel Observatory held in Cairo with high-level international participation. The session brought together ministers and senior officials from several African countries alongside representatives of regional and international organizations. Among those in attendance were Egypt's Minister of Agriculture and Land Reclamation, Ala Farouk, who also chairs the Observatory Board of Directors, and Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Dr. Hani Swilam, as well as ministers responsible for environment and water from Tunisia, Uganda, and Chad. In his opening speech, Farouk